Welcome, CNG 132 online to our very last day. A lot of discussions, a lot of assignments. Glad everybody really kicked it up with the high gear. Um, I like it when people, I like it when people do all their work, but I like when people turn all their work to get past this course. Um, let's see. To end this week, I arrived back from Boston. Let's see, Friday night. Um, and on my trip there, I know it was a Red Hat trip. But still, you know, evaluating it from a security standpoint. Um, and I told the other class this, the networking class. Security starts at a very basic level, and that is sometimes your network designing. When I hopped on the network at the hotel, which was their $24 a night high speed connection. As soon as I hopped on there, I scanned the wireless, or I shouldn't say I scanned the wireless network. I actually scanned the network, and I was able to see other devices on the network, like somebody's iPhone, somebody's laptop, a few more devices. And I thought, wow, this is really not a um, very secure model they have in place, because I can see other people's devices, and that means if they're sharing any sort of um, file or picture or anything, if I was a bad guy, that'd be like one of the first things I would take was what they're offering me for free. Um, and then, yeah, so not a very good secure area in that um, in that situation there at the hotel. But then when I was able to go to the conference, I saw that they had a guest network open that was more secure. I couldn't see anybody around me. I couldn't even see the devices that they had above me, which was really good. But on the other side of that, the human factor side of that, I did see a lot of mistakes that were made, and I guess I would say common mistakes, really. People reading their um, credit card, in public. That's a huge mistake because you usually say, what's your name associated with the card? And you're like George Lemos, and then if there's a doctor or a Mr. or something on your card, you usually say that. Then you say the number, then you say the expiration, and then you see that three-digit code on the back, and that's in public. And if anybody had some sort of recording device, which everyone has now, the phones can record, um, instantly you just gave somebody all that material, and that happened like, well, I shouldn't say I didn't record their stuff, but the guy was like 3 feet away from me on the same bench, and he's just sitting there, and he's not like softly communicating it, but he's like vocally, I would say, using a very loud talk voice in a public area saying that information. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. Um, but on the other side of that, did see somebody in the airport, a lady, and same exact situation. And as soon as they asked her for her information, she's like, I'm in public right now. Let's make this a yes/no conversation. You read me back that number, and I'll reply yes or no if it's the correct number. And she's like, you read me back. And that one was a pretty good security step. They read her number, and she replied yes or no's to her. And obviously, she got taken care of whatever she was doing. But you see how the difference of steps really starts to minimize um, that area attack. Let's see. A weakness that I saw in security on the trip. Um, let's see. My wife went to New York and started posting pictures of our family on Facebook, and started saying that she was on vacation, even though she was a whole state away. That was kind of a security risk because she's posting to social media. I mean, this is one of the huge things of social media. You guys will see this over and over in security courses. Um, just how much information should you share on social media? I know we covered just a very, very small bit of it in this class, but as you move on, I've almost totally um, pulled back from social media just because it's such a easy area to pick information off of, and free information, information that people are just posting out there. And then what gets me is when I see people copy and paste on Facebook, it's not okay to use my information. You installed their software. So you accepted the rights that they use your material however you want. It's no longer really your material since you're posting it on their stuff. Interesting is always see that fly up because they think that Facebook is going to stop and not use their stuff. One of the other factors, they are going to use your stuff all the time, data mine it, try to get you like better advertising through it. So yeah, overall it was a good trip. Learned some really cool Linux things to bring onto the Larimer campus and to kind of meld onto your online world here. So I'll be developing more stuff this summer for next fall, guys. But yeah, so let's get down to the nitty gritty, the real nitty gritty. Today is our last day. Make sure to get, I believe we have, the final exam to do. I will also post today the little handout that I usually do in the face-to-face classes. Basically, it's a skills final to where you demonstrate in an hour and 15 minutes that you can complete at least 2 exercises. A lot of students get a kick out of it because in these online classes, we kind of forget just how much we've learned since we're constantly kind of doing this class in our own little bubble, and our bubbles sometimes interact with other bubbles just through like discussions. But we kind of lose the fact that we've been working on labs and projects, essay discussions, and we've been acquiring these skills, but maybe some of the skills we forgot from week 2 and 3, and we can bring those up to now and say, hey, look, and validate the stuff by saying, hey, look, I know how to do this, and this is how you do it. So I'll post that today. It'll just be the skills final. It's a copy of the one that was handed out in the face-to-face class. Feel free to do it. And like I said, if you want to time yourself, see how many you can get done in an hour and 15 minutes. Or, I've had one student actually do the whole page and say, you know what, I'm glad you showed me this because I know how to do these things when I go out in the real world. And then when I update my resume, he's like, I'm going to put these right on my resume that I know how to do this stuff. And I was like, that's an excellent idea. You should be doing that. Let's see. Also for you guys online, Larimer campus does offer certification for the Microsoft Security Fundamentals, the MTA 98367. Feel free to come down to campus anytime the testing center is open, or if the testing center is not open, feel free to call me on my desk phone or email. I'll be more than happy to meet you here on campus and proctor the test myself. Basically, it's a certification you get, or you should have, for passing this course. Once again, Microsoft Technology Associate, MTA, Security Fundamentals. Just kind of shows you and validates that, yes, you applied yourself in this course and you're certified, knowing the essentials. But don't stop. Make sure you go on and get that Security Plus, because that's what we were actually working up for. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I will spend the day catching up on emails and getting to grades. The security policies, it looks like some people already turned them in. I did have there was one question about knowing the rubric. I really thought I stressed the security policies the entire semester, so I don't think there was have to be a detailed written assignment. I know I'd made at least 4 videos detailing what should have been in the security policy. So I don't think there should have been a written assignment because I stressed it that much. But if you did, once again, if you copied and pasted, like I said before, more than likely going to get a 0 on it. I left you guys my example, and as you see, it's not exactly copied and pasted. I did use some of the words from theirs, but also filled in my own words with the security policy. So if you have any questions, reach out to me on my desk phone, 970-204-8419. Reach out to me by email. I'll be in both my Outlook and D2Well. And once again, I want you to get that grade you worked for. But yeah, security fundamentals, guys. Thank you for taking my class. One of the topics that I love evaluating all the time, and I hope you guys take this a lot farther. If you have any questions, just email me.